Welcome to the show and Merry Christmas. I'm Sheyiton Atigarin, and today we of course have a special show planned for you even as we approach the end of the year. Can you believe that it's just 1 week to the end of the year? Well, hang in there and let's see what the show is about. Welcome to the show. I'm Sheyiton Atigarin. Now, this is a special episode of Arise 360, the entertainment end of year roundtable series. And today, we turn our focus to one of Nigeria's most powerful cultural exports. That's right, I'm talking about Afrobeats. Today, we're focusing on Afrobeats not just as a genre, but as a global cultural identity. We'll be examining the future of the sound, what local touring and live music infrastructure really looks like in Nigeria, using Davido's recent tour as a case study, and how the industry can build momentum beyond streaming through live performances and regional tours. We'll also dig into the structure of the Afrobeats industry locally, from touring systems, artist management, publishing royalties, and sustainability, alongside Grammy expectations and the songs that defined 2025. This is still Arise 360. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now, joining me for this conversation are key voices shaping Afrobeats across live music, media, history, and industry analysis. I'm starting with Sasha P., a pioneering Nigerian rapper and the CEO of Purple Fire Entertainment. With extensive experience in live concerts and artist development, she brings a critical perspective on performance, touring, and how artists connect with audiences on stage. Next up is Ehiz, a broadcaster best known for shaping music conversations across television and, of course, even on social media through platforms like Classic Wednesdays and the Dada Boy Show. He has helped frame how Afrobeat stories are told to mainstream audiences. Kaylah is also joining me in the studio today. She's a media personality, brand content creator, and co-founder of KO by Kaylah, a sensory fragrance and lifestyle company. And finally, joining us all the way from the United Kingdom is Ayo Shonaya, a producer, director, and the creator of Afrobeats: The Backstory, one of the most definitive documentaries on the genre. His work grounds Afrobeats in history, context, and cultural continuity. Are you ready for this roundtable? I know I am. 2025 was a defining year for Afrobeats, not just in terms of global reach, but in how the genre has evolved into a cultural identity. Now, Afrobeats influences fashion, language, lifestyle, and global pop culture, positioning Nigeria as a central creative force. Now, as the sound continues to travel, it also raises important questions about ownership, authenticity, and how the culture is protected as it scales internationally. And of course, with me in the studio are my panelists, and we're going to be digging into the nitty-gritty of this question around Afrobeats, the identity of it. So I want to start with you, Sasha. From an artist's perspective, how has Afrobeats' global success changed expectations around performance, live performance, branding, and the authenticity of how we, transact within that world?
Yeah. So for me, I don't really think that the global, recognition of Afrobeats has changed expectations. I think what it has done is it has demanded a responsibility, because now we've gone beyond, we've exported culture. What are we doing about it? Now it's about ownership, it's about retention, it's about, legacy. It's about the ecosystem. It's not about branding anymore. We've established that this product works globally. So I think that's the next frontier now. How do we begin to own what we've created, and by that extend something that benefits the ecosystem as a whole?
100%. And I want to go to the UK where Ayoshanaya is joining us live to ask this next question. Do you feel artists are under pressure to sound global at the expense of local identity?
Well, do I feel that artists are under pressure to sound global? Yes. And also I have to point out that it is needed because we can't play or perform our Afrobeats the way we do it in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria. Forget about the language. I think we've gotten over the language barrier now where, it's not about whether they're speaking Yoruba or not speaking Yoruba. But I think the fusion has to continue. My fear is just that I don't want the fusion to go as far as diluting the real Afrobeats. If you understand what I'm saying. But yes, you have to sound global, and not only technically, in terms of delivery as well. So yes, I believe so.
Okay, picking up from that, and I'm going to come back to the studio, and I want Ehiz and Kaylah to weigh in on this. You've watched Afrobeats grow in real time. I mean, you are the real OG before IG. You have all the tapes. When did you start to see, or when did it stop being just a genre, Afrobeats, and start becoming a cultural movement?
And having collaborations with international artists. Well, we started doing collaborations when Whiskey did with Drake, and I think even earlier on, that for me was when I started seeing a change. Just like Ayo said, we don't want to lose the originality of our sound, but that collaboration was just when I started seeing that, okay, we have transcended from just being I wouldn't say local, but just our own thing, and then fusing it with another sound. Yeah.
What about you, Ehiz?
Yeah, I would agree with her. I think collaboration also did it, and I think like when we had multiple Afrobeat artists touring the world at the same time, there was a certain time we had like 4 people in one country. Like London, or 5 people in America, 1 in New York, the same day having big Afrobeat shows, capacity 10, 15, 20,000 people in the same place. So I feel like with collaboration, it took us to another level. We had people who had dropped singles and it had broken like the barrier to the music overseas. But collaboration, it did the magic for us.
But let's talk about Afrobeats, the identity of Afrobeats, because there's been this whole conversation. I think it was because of that Burna Boy interview, which I'm sure you all saw, where he was like, no, he's not an Afrobeats artist. Then we had people online now creating their own Afrobeats list. There was Afro Depression, Afro Funk, Afro Sexy, there's so many
Afro Sexy is our R&B.
Afro House.
Afro Sexy is our R&B.
When you think about it, let's talk about that conversation about Afrobeats as the identity. Why are we having that back and forth? Why are we not able to just take this genre and own it? Sasha?
So this is a very testy topic for someone like me, because I am an artist, and there is for me a separation between Afrobeat.
Yes, and Afrobeats.
What Fela did and Afrobeats. And for me, it's just so general. I mean, I have a lot of background in media, so journalism, all of this. So somebody coined a word that just says beats from Africa, and all of a sudden it is mine. The same way they said this is Nigeria and it is mine. So I think for me, it's just a challenge to us always that when we do not tell our own stories, we cannot be complaining when people decide to define things for us. So for me, I mean, we do have R&B artists, we do have pop artists, we do have hip-hop artists, and when I'm rapping, I am not rapping in Afrobeats, so if we've exported the fact that I'm Nigerian is enough, the fact that I'm African is enough. Sometimes I'm speaking in my own, dialect. Now you understand what my culture is. People know about jollof rice. That's what cultural exchange is, cultural exportation is. I do not think that you now need to reduce that by putting it into one category, because you can see what happens when you have someone like, what's her name, Kaylah, winning an award for Afrobeats, and then she's there telling you, I'm a piano. You can't just put us all in a box. It's not tidy, because there are very, very many genres in Africa, and I think they deserve to be celebrated. But then the Africans themselves need to say who they are with confidence.
100%. I'm coming back to you, Ayo, and there was this panel, I think panel that happened in Latin America where they said, Afro Afrobeats is now part of the ingredients of their own music. And I saw your post on that. You had a lot to say. What are your thoughts on this confusion when it comes to identifying the source of Afrobeats, or even just maintaining that identity as Afrobeats crooners from this part of the world?
Well, first of all, before we identify, we have to clarify. So Afrobeats without the S is Fela's music. So basically that's this high life and jazz, and a mix with a little bit of funk. That's what Afrobeat without the S is. Afrobeat with the S is a fusion of African rhythms with pop music from around the world, most especially hip hop, R&B, and dancehall. So first of all, we have to define what Afrobeats is. And going on to the Latin issue, when I saw what the Billboard Latin Music Week did was bad journalism. I think they were trying to get a headline to attract people with the name Afrobeats. Because when I actually watched the Latin Week, when I actually watched the event itself, it was actually very good. But it was just the fact that they used Afrobeats as clickbait. And that's what I don't like. And this is what we have to guard against. When people start to use Afrobeats for clickbait, or say Afrobeats is an ingredient or a condiment for another genre. You understand? So going back to the earlier question about protecting what we have, if we don't protect it, people are going to pick at it, and then use it for whatever they want to use it for. But I mean, the Billboard Latin Week was actually, the discussion was very good. And after I posted something on Instagram.
Yeah, we saw
that.
Yeah,
and the CEO of Billboard actually messaged me. I was going to say slid in my DM. He didn't slide. He messaged me, direct message, and I think everything is cool. I think it was just bad journalism with the headline.
Okay. All right, then I want to bring it back to the studio. Ehiz, I mean, your relationship with music goes way back to even, your days before MTV, Apple Music, Dada Boy Show, Classic Wednesdays. Only you. Why are we still struggling to... Do you think that we should, like Sasha said, just let everybody define themselves, or should we have this one thing that is ours so that it's not redefined for us?
First of all, it's ours because we are from here. Yeah. Like, you can't... And again, we didn't name it that. Were you making Afrobeats? No. We didn't. Like, somebody just came and said, okay, this is what we're going to do. The sound from Africa, put Afro in front of it, and call it Afrobeats, right? And obviously, we know the situation with our brother DJ Abrante and DJ Edu when they had their own shows. We were with the name, they were forerunners with the name Afrobeats on their own countdown. So I think it made it easy for them to put a name so that they could market the music. So it was like a blanket name. So what are we going to do about it? I don't know. To tell you the truth, I do not know. Are we making great Afrobeat music? Hell yeah. Can we protect it? Yes, to an extent. But when it gets to a global space, there's nothing we can do. I want to go back to, like, I don't know if it's the Grammys for last year or 2 years ago. The group that won Best Reggae, they white. They white. I don't know if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It was a white group. That's the success of reggae. There's nothing that the reggae artists could do about that situation. Those guys, I don't know if it was from Colorado or Minnesota. I just know that they were making great reggae music for them to win the Grammys. So now, the position that we are in, do you know there are K-pop artists making Afrobeats?
I know, and it sounds amazing.
There are Indian artists making Afrobeats. There are Brazilian artists making Afrobeats.
I think that's interesting.
Because you're not supposed to put an artist in a box.
Identify that because you hear the sound. So there is an Afrobeat sound. Clearly. Everything is not Afrobeat.
There you go.
I think that's the distinction.
So it kind of like with rap, hip hop and rap. We also made great hip hop and rap. You understand? We figured it out.
When a rapper is singing R&B now, we would
do you understand?
So we know that he's a rapper.
This is R&B. This is jazz.
Where we need the identity is now that we're having international awards giving us a platform. what is going to stop that white boy or white girl or somebody from Brazil from winning best Afrobeat category? You know, so can we protect it to that extent? I don't know. You tell me.
Kaylah, I want you to weigh in here because I know that you have a lot, especially like with your days in radio. And I want you to tie it to that Burna Boy interview because this conversation, I mean, we've been having it for a while, but I think it peaked because Afrobeats, a lot of people say Afrobeats was what put him on the world map.
Yes.
For sure.
But then when he got out there to the world, he's like,
please,
no.
I'm not.
So I want to know your thoughts about that before we go on a break.
I think because I just think Burna Boy doesn't just want to be put in a box. He's always
100%.
Explored different sounds, even before he became a global artist, got on the global stage. He's always explored a particular sound, different sounds. You know, he did rap, he did reggae, you know, and he sang. What's that? His nice song. That I've forgotten that one. But
Devil in California.
Exactly. So I think he could have worded it better.
Yeah.
Give this sort of explanation we're giving here and saying, I am African, I come from Africa, I explore these sounds, it's coming from us, but I don't want to be put in a box.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't put me in a box. But I think just saying I'm not an Afro is like you're not respecting the source that you're coming from. You're an African. You explore these sounds, even though you are not being put in a box. So that's just what I thought. I thought he could have just still maintained the fact that he's an African artist. Rooted here, even though he lived in London for a bit, but rooted here, gets inspiration. His grandfather worked with Fela Kuti.
Yes.
Exactly.
100%.
So definitely he's got inspiration from there. Just own it and then say, but don't put us in a box. And maybe eventually we can define what we're defining now and saying, what exactly is it that you can say defines Afrobeat itself? What are the things that we need to look at? Is it this? Is it the rhythm? Is it the sound? Is it when we put
or is it the person making
Is it the person
must
making
you be
it?
of African descent before it's called
exactly.
Afrobeat?
Or
But I don't think we can't protect that anymore because it's out
It's
there.
already out there, right?
There are a lot of brilliant creatives that can make anything.
And there's even AI now.
You know,
Hey,
exactly.
AI
So
can do it.
if you listen, we had supreme reggae artists out of Nigeria that were making reggae. You think they grew up in.
So
You would think they grew
I'm
up
sure
in
they
Trench
felt
Town.
some kind of way about
Do you
that.
understand?
Okay,
You know, so there's nothing we can do about. And to kick back to what you said about Burna Boy, there's a lot of things he needs to word properly.
a lot of things.
You need to work.
It's my guy.
I get the vision, but you need to work.
And I'd just like to add to what you said, because you mentioned how we might not have control, but I think that in some way we do. Because if we're being aware now, we have to treat Afrobeats as an ecosystem.
Yes.
And that's, beyond just the music. It's the culture, it's the touring, it's the Face Africa. I'm so big on African ownership and just creating value within ourselves. And I think that's what it is, because when you now have an ecosystem that's beyond one artist, one event, one this, one that, where the award shows on a global level, we'll sit down here and say, we want to bring Grammy to Africa. What happened to empowering the award shows that
we have in Africa?
I grew up, Kora's was our African Grammy, and it was very well executed. So where's the respect for the industry?
They used to give like R1 million to like the artist of the year.
But it wasn't even a South African award. That's the thing.
Yeah, but
it was a Nigerian that owned it.
Yeah,
it was
but
a Pan-African award.
Yeah,
And it's on that scale. So for me, it's like we need to reclaim our time, our identities, and honor it. We shouldn't do an award show here where you're begging artists to show up because they respect international things more. So those are the things that Afrobeats can do to claim its own ownership.
100%. You know what? This conversation is already heating up, and it's just our first point of contact. We're going to go on a short break now. When we come back, this conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the show. You're still watching Arise 360's End of Year Roundtable series. This episode focused on music, and of course, we're talking about Afrobeats. Now, on the global stage, Afrobeats continues to receive recognition, with the genre firmly positioned within major award conversations. Now, as we look ahead to the 2026 Grammy Awards, with nominees in the Best African Music Performance category, the question remains, do global awards truly reflect Afrobeats Afrobeats' cultural impact, or are they still catching up to the movement itself? And what does international validation mean for the growth of the genre at home? Well, before we do that, let's take a look at what happened at the Grammys this year. The energy on the red carpet was electric as music's biggest stars arrived for the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. From first-time nominees to seasoned Grammy winners, everyone was excited for what promised to be an unforgettable night. Arise News had a chance to speak with some of the nominees and performers about their expectations for the evening.
You're Nigeria! Nigeria on the building! Yes! Nigeria!
I feel blessed, I feel good to be here because, you know, out of everybody, God still put me here. So I'm grateful. That same boy. For me, I feel like everybody should pray for their own grace. But if there's one thing I can say to anybody, it's like don't give up. You know, just keep doing what you know how to do, and God will bless it for you.
Thank you so much. All right, then. Thank you so much for being here. We wish you the very best. No matter what happens, you will always be our Grammy-nominated Ashake. We love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're about to go for the Grammys. Like, win or lose, every single person that's going to be here representing Africa has already done the job. Like, at the end of the day, it's about pushing the culture forward. It's about making sure that Arise is able to be here, to be on the carpet and like speak to artists. It's things like this. It's not just about music, it's about everything. So yeah, it's amazing.
Really, the hard work has its place here. So it's up to us, Africa, to do what we have to do to be here. They can't do our music for us. If your music is standing out, it's gonna make it here. We need to work. I mean, they don't go come and get you.
Yeah.
Your music is the first footstep. Now, my first nomination is the video of Agolo.
Yeah.
I was competing against the Rolling Stones, Pet Shop Boy, and Jurassic. It was the first time ever. And I knew I was not gonna win. But for me at that time, I like, this is the door.
Yes. Yes.
We need to get here. And if I am the only one that can keep on banging at that door, as long as God gives me help, I will bang on the door till I
Thank you for breaking that door down. You are a trailblazer.
I'm so happy. I'm grateful to God to be here. Afrobeats in the house tonight. Global category. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, another banger.
People here, they don't necessarily tap into, you know, syncopated rhythms and different rhythms, and you know, y'all bring that to the table. So I love that. As a dancer, I love that. I love, as you would call it, Nigerian music.
I really want to get to see everything that the Grammy ceremony is about, because I've heard about it, read about it, but now I want to be about it because I am part of it. So it's a different, you know, feeling.
But of course, the biggest anticipation of the night was who will take home the Golden Gramophone for the Best African Music Performance category, a win Thames secured with the remake of Sheyi Shodimu's Love Me Jeje, a win she shared with her mom and the Arise News team on the carpet shortly after.
My heart is beating so fast. I'm so sorry. I do work out. But it's not coming, it's not showing up right now. Wow. Dear God, thank you so much for putting me on this stage and bringing me this team. And tomorrow is my mom's birthday, and this is her first Grammys. And I just want to thank you, Mom, because she's really done a lot for me and my brother. And oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Mom. And I want to thank my team, Muiwa Wale, my beautiful stylist, Dunsin Wright, my lovely girls, Yvonne and Rochelle and Kaylah and Ashanti and Sarah. I love you guys. Thank you so much. To God be the glory, because honestly, He's changed my life so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, God.
Congratulations. You look amazing as per usual. Well, you know what? Like, you've done so much in such a little time. When you think about, like, even seeing you at the Oscars last year and now here at the Grammys, going away with that Golden Gramophone, I mean, looking like a golden girl yourself.
Yes, looking like the big one.
How are you feeling tonight?
Feeling good. I'm good. I'm feeling happy to see your faces. You guys are beautiful. on right now.
Now, Thames, every single time I've spoken to you, like Oscars, Grammy, Oscars, Met Gala, I believe, I feel like every time I have to ask myself, like, what am I going to talk to her about? Because you're such an open book. Now, you showed up, you went inside, you did the whole award thing, you won the Grammy, but you didn't know you were going to win. And now when I think about that, I think about it as delayed gratification. Like, you don't want to celebrate before it actually happens. And now you have the award. Talk to me about how you have used that principle in your career as an artist, not announcing before you do.
I've learned to cherish the journey, learned to cherish the process, learned to cherish the uncertainty, and that's what keeps me okay. Like, it's okay if I don't win. It's okay because I'm validated already. So it doesn't really matter. This is just like an extra, or a message to me from God. But it's okay. I'm just okay with any outcome that happens in life. I'm okay.
Thank you for being a trailblazer, and thank you for holding it down and for being so gracious. Well, here we are in Los Angeles, and we have come to the end of the 67th Grammy Award red carpet. It's been a fantastic one. From talking to Thames, who won the Grammy, to hugging Shakira, I can say that Arise has definitely covered this event from top to bottom. Now, this year's Best African Music Performance nominees reflects that impact. But we took it to the streets to ask one simple question: who should take home the Grammy? Let's take a look and come back, and the panelists will be telling us who they want to take home the Grammy as well. The 68th Annual Grammy Awards are almost here again, and Nigeria's music heavyweights continue to shine on the global stage, with nominations for Burna Boy, Davido, Omale, Ira Star, and Wizkid, solidifying the country's position as a powerhouse in African and global music. Nominated for the 2026 Best African Music Performance this year is Love by Burna Boy.
Now who go stay by your side if you walk out through fire? Follow you standing steady fire. Now love me, I will love. Now love us, we go love.
With You by Davido featuring Omale.
Sweet Fanta Diallo, I know people forget you. If I speak English, no walking.
Push to Start by Kaylah.
The way we move, skin on the skin. No separation, need no conversation. Nah, nah, nah. On everything, it's automatic going 0 to 100. Nah, nah.
Give Me That by Ira Star featuring Wizkid.
If I give you my love, make you no disappoint. Me, I got you for mine. Goddamn, Arabic, goddamn. Get the way your body make me feel excited. Loving you, they put me on a different mindset.
And Hope and Love by Eddie Kenzo and Maren Mati.
Hope and love, pristine message. Career, vision, hope, love, and the music. Oh, love, hope and love. Light up and send up to love.
But we took it to the streets to find out who the people want to win the next Grammy.
I really think Davido would win it.
Burna Boy, and Istanbul.
Arasta.
Burna Boy.
Davido.
Burna Boy.
Burna all the way. Burna all the way.
I think Davido, better still.
Arasta. Davido.
Burna Boy is going to win because he has been consistent over the years.
Let me go for Arasta. I'm voting for her. Yeah, I'm rooting for her.
For me, I don't play with Davido. Davido is one of my best artists. I don't joke with her anytime.
I'm going to go with Arasta because she featured, Wizkid on that song, so they have a better chance.
See, then the streets are talking, but now it's time to bring it back into the studio to find out what our panelists think. And I'm starting with you, Kaylah, because I know that you've been thinking about it all day. 5 songs. 5 songs.
Yes.
Which song? And I mean, at the end of the day, we're just talking. We're not the Recording Academy. Yeah. Just based off of what it says, the best African music performance. What song do you think is deserving of that Grammy in 2026? And what is your reason?
I want the song. I really want Davido's With You.
Yes.
Davido
and Omale.
And Omale, yes, featuring Omale. And I love Omale. I love him a lot. David worked very hard on this song. Naturally, we would say, oh, did he make the numbers? Was it accepted globally? Was he great? It was.
Yes.
It was accepted. I just believe that this is a time for David to take home the Grammy. He's done the work. He deserves it. That song went really far. It was he performed this song in different countries around the world. It's a great song. It's enjoyable. I heard it yesterday. I danced to it. It's not dead yet. It's a great song. And yeah, I'm voting David.
Yeah.
The other songs are great, but David this time.
Yeah.
So the word goes to Davido.
And you know, obviously, we are not the Recording Academy. We're just trying our best to look into the future and see what it might be. Now, I want to come to you, Sasha. When you look at all 5 songs, we have With You, we have the Burna Boy's Love, we have Ira Star and Wizkid's Give Me That, Tyler with Push to Start, and then what's the last song there?
Kenzo.
Open Low.
Open. So, which?
So, I mean, I'm in such a tough position, so I'm going to be Switzerland on this. Yes. And I will just use a little bit of the knowledge that I've learned because I'm Switzerland. Because, you know, the Recording Academy's criterion is not just about popularity, it's artistic excellence, it's about, you know, not just the performance or the charts, you know, how far it charted or whatever. There's a lot that goes into it. There's the whole academy, different people voting from different demographics, and how does that, you know, cut across different types of people. So not to be sentimental, I love them all. I mean, me, I'm just proud when I see Nigerians nominated for the category. So whoever wins, it's our own. So, you know, congratulations to us.
All right then. So any of the Nigerians that oh, you're rooting for Tyler too.
Narrow it down.
Africans.
What about you, Ehiz, before we go to IRD UK?
If I speak English, you won't. No walking. I want you. What can I say? The song amazing. When you said the artistic level of the song, look at the song. Hear it. Come on. Come on, true, man.
That's why it's nominated.
And it did everything. And the song did everything. If I'm not mistaken, it was released like maybe in the middle of the year or like still like the first quarter of the year. First quarter of the year, it did that. And when like look at us, it's the end of the year. The song is still one of the hardest out. You know, and he told the world. Nigeria, also did some couple of countries in Africa. And the mix. Have you seen him perform that song live? So what he does is he puts Michael Jackson, Thriller, with the glove, and he do some kind of like a mashup, and it starts with that. So what can I say? Every other song there smash hits. Ira Star, Give Me That with Wizkid. Big song.
Big one. This one I said.
They have already picked already.
Yeah, okay, I thought you were saying for the second option.
No. All right, I'm just saying like that song With You.
Yeah. So I want to come to you, Ayo. What song are you rooting for? 5 amazing songs. Of course, we are just here, you know, trying to guess who we want to win. I wonder who you would want to take home the Grammy next year.
Well, since Sasha said, hi, Sasha. Since Sasha said she'll be Switzerland on this one, I will be the Netherlands. I'll be the Hague. So I'm just happy that we have a category at the Grammys and anybody that wins. However, I would go with Kaylah as well, and I would wish. I think David deserves a Grammy.
Yes.
Like all the work that he has put in over the years, I think David deserves a Grammy and Omale. So I would personally hope that David and Omale takes it home. But then again, you know, they might just give it to Tyler.
Before I ask you my next question, I'm also going to say who I want to win. And I agree with the two of you. I think with you, if I think about best African performance, with you, that's the song that comes to my mind. You know, Love is also a really good song, but it doesn't have that African, you know, it doesn't have that. Also, if I'm just thinking in the spirit of Burna, you have won it before, you know, Wizkid, you have also won. Who is the last person? Davido, you know, and Omale has, I don't think Omale has ever been nominated. It's his first nomination. So it would be like a double win for David and for Omale. So I'm really rooting for for the two of them. If I see Tyler there, I will scatter. I will scatter everywhere.
She's one too, right?
Yes,
exactly.
She has. But let's move on now. You know, still having this conversation around the Grammys. Now, do these nominations now? We're looking at these 5. Do they accurately represent the most impactful Afrobeat records of the year? Is it well represented if you look at these 5 songs? We'll start with you, Ayo.
If you really look at it, it's not an Afrobeats category, so I think it represents. You see, what the Grammy does is, or what they set out to do with this African performance category, is to be inclusive, which is fine. But the thing is, we all know that it's because of Afrobeats and the artists that have pushed, the Afrobeats artists that have pushed for this nomination, and all the people behind the scenes as well. You know, the Grammy Academy members. That have pushed for this. It's because of Afrobeats. But I think they're trying to be inclusive by saying it's an African performance. So I think it represents. I actually agree that it represents the whole of Africa.
All right, then, Kaylah, I'll come to you as we wrap up. Just kind of putting a ribbon on this whole Grammy conversation. Do you think awards like this help the culture, or is it just individual careers? Are award institutions still catching up to the genre's true impacts? That's here, like the local awards.
The local awards?
Yes.
It still boils back to just the last conversation that Sasha just had, the point she made about us just identifying and just representing ourselves and just being proud of who we are. Yeah. I don't even think that our awards now, our local awards, are even appreciated or respected as the international awards. We need to go back to what it was, because it was. We were very proud.
Yes.
We were very, very proud about our awards. It was a big thing.
Big.
And I don't want, I have to deviate a little bit. It's almost like, I'll talk a little bit about fashion. This point that Sasha just made, even it's in fashion. Our artists are not even representing fashion brands, and they've gotten to that stage. So once they get there, and I feel like there's something going on the other side that I don't really know. Maybe it's politics. It's if you probably strategically put yourself in that way, you'll get recognized more, or you get more gigs, or I don't know what that looks like. But if we fight, if we stand and say, this is who we are, this is what we represent, it's hard, but we will win.
Yes.
So I feel so I don't know what's going on with our awards ceremony. I'm not going to blame the system completely, because the system is also hard. It makes everything difficult for us. It's a nightmare to get things done in Nigeria. We need to do better. You know, so I think we need to go back to the drawing board and build, a better structure. And our artists too need to come back and say, this is homegrown.
Yeah.
We're going to stand for it. Anything that we need to do to make it work, let's make it work.
Let's make it work. Yeah. Now, to get your final thoughts on this matter, Ayo, before we go on a break, what do you think about what Kaylah, Ehiz, and Sasha have said about this particular conversation?
Okay, let me pick on what Sasha said before I move on to the fashion thing, which is I'm actually very passionate about as well. We need to be careful about when we use the word validation, because me trying to sell my markets in America is not necessarily validation. I'm just trying to sell markets. Do you know what I mean? I have been for over 25 years, 27 years, trying to push Nigerian music, Nigerian film, Nigerian television all across the world. That's what I spent my life doing for the past 20, 25 years. It's not validation when you're trying to sell market. It's just validation when you feel like, oh, because I have a Grammy award over a Ehiz award, then that makes me better. Do you get what I'm saying? So everybody, the Grammy Awards is the big awards, the American awards, but it's a big awards. But the thing is, if I want to win a Grammy Award, it's not necessarily saying I'm validating, because winning a Grammy Awards means that you can sell more in America. And of course, America bounces off to every other thing. Yeah. So we have to be careful about using the word validation. I get what Sasha is saying, but trying to sell markets is not validation. Validation is when you are trying to say, oh, because I am in LA, I am now better than you in Lagos. And then going on to the fashion, I think a lot of stuff has bounced off Afrobeats over the years. Fashion, food. Do you know how many people talk about jollof now? You know, yeah, exactly. Like everybody talks about jollof. Yeah. So we need to now make sure that with this Afrobeats, let Afrobeats be the soundtrack of everything else, from fashion, film, to you know, to even to how we express ourselves, to language. A lot of people are talking about speaking and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's the reason why we need to make sure we make our own very good and very strong, so that everything else can grow from it.
All right then. Whew, this panel, if you don't want us to leave the studio today.